Hi everyone.
Hi,
Welcome
welcome
back
back.
to the podcast. It is officially playoff season, and this is our last regular season episode of the 2024-2025 football season.
Yep. I don't know what week did how
We
many
missed
weeks have we missed? Two?
we missed 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been very busy.
Last week our recording day was New Year's Eve, and Jake was away and I was away as well, so it was just,
Where were you?
well, I meant like I just like wasn't home
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
anymore.
our recording day was New Year's, and then I didn't get home until I got home and there was already a game for the next week that had started.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously like over Christmas it was too hard, so yeah, we missed a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Yeah.
got a little difficult in the middle there, but
Yeah.
holiday seasons are busy.
Yeah.
But we're back for the final regular season episode.
To kind of close the chapter of the regular season,
Yeah.
we're not positive what we're going to do about the whole like recording for the playoffs, because obviously there's less games and less to cover, but
We were possibly debating maybe streaming some playoff games.
yeah.
So if you're interested in watching us like commentate one of the football games, let us know.
Yeah, that would be fun. I wonder if we're like allowed to do that though.
Don't people do that?
Illegally.
Oh shit! Really?
But I think you can like I think we can react to it if it's not on the screen or something. I don't
Okay.
know. We'll see.
Is it possible to like stream? So like, I was on my Twitch account and you were on your Twitch account.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I haven't streamed on my Twitch account in
Oh,
like
okay.
2 years, and I don't ever want to again.
We can use mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of the logistics.
Yeah.
The last Sunday of the regular season was a really, really fun week to watch. Even though some of the games didn't matter at all, they were still some pretty entertaining finishes. I know Jake fell asleep for the afternoon games.
Yeah.
Or no, the morning games.
Yes. Okay. Well, first, let's just like. So also the other thing is right now in the NFL there's Saturday games. They like close out the season with Saturday instead of Thursday.
Yeah.
Because there's 0 buys and like they're like everyone needs to play, and also like the games are more kind of important. Like some of the games really mattered this week, some of them didn't. So there were some exciting things. The first on Saturday there was 2 games. Browns and Ravens played each other, which did not matter. And then the Bengals and the Steelers played each other, which really did matter. I don't remember the situation of like why it mattered. I think if the Bengals won, they still had a chance of making the
Bengals
playoffs.
needed to win to still have a chance.
But they needed help from other teams.
Yes.
They needed like certain teams
And
to
then
lose.
also, never mind. I think that was it. Saturday was my birthday actually, so
Oh, true.
I had plans.
And it was Derrick Henry's birthday.
Doing
He played
stuff,
on his
so
birthday.
I tuned in a little bit when I had time, but I wasn't able to just sit down and fully watch because I was doing puppy yoga, which if they have that in your cities, oh my god, look at Nina.
What was she doing?
Highly recommend. We had baby corgi puppies, and it was just the most amazing thing I've ever participated in.
Yeah, it looked really fun, and the pictures were very cute.
But yeah,
But
so I didn't get to.
Yeah,
pay
so
attention
I
much.
watched the Ravens game. I watched both of the games. I actually went to the gym when the Ravens and Browns game started, because obviously everyone and their mothers New Year's resolution.
As is mine.
What?
New Year's res.
Oh yeah, okay. Obviously, everyone and their mother, New Year's resolution is to go to the gym more, and I have been doing that so far. But it's very, very cold. Like my goal is to exercise more, but it's very cold outside, so I can't like go jogging or do many walks or anything. so I started walking on the treadmill, and it's so fucking boring, especially for like the amount of time that I'm wanting to
You gotta
spend.
like put on a. Oh, did you put on the football game?
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
went
that's
when the
smart.
football game started and like watched while I walked on the treadmill for like an hour.
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice.
and but it wasn't that great because the game sucked,
Yeah.
and the Browns were playing like the most random quarterback in the world, um, something Zap or some shit.
Oh
But
yeah.
um,
I forget his
yeah,
first name.
they're completely hopeless. I don't except I think Jerry Jeudy like still played well, which was like pretty cool.
I think he got like a decent amount of fantasy points.
Yeah. So yeah, that game was and had no implications, so it was whatever. It was Derrick Henry's birthday, as I said, which I thought was really cool. I think he's actually wait, no, he was
Wait,
born
how
in
old is he?
I think he was born in '96, so he's like
31. He was born in 94.
oh, okay, yeah.
Damn,
Never
he's
mind.
old.
Yeah,
And he's still
old
playing like
for
that?
being the second best running back in the. Well, that's by stats second best,
Yes.
but like skill wise, he's still like probably arguably the best. But yeah, and then the Bengals. Also, side note, wait, whose birthday? Oh,
Lamar.
yeah. So Hannah and Grace have their birthday January 4th, and they shared it with Derrick Henry. My friend Weston had his birthday on January 7th, and he shared it with Lamar Jackson, which I thought was really funny. So and then the next game on Saturday night was the Bengals versus the Steelers, which we said had a lot of implications. It was a good game. The Bengals won 19-17, so like their playoff hopes were alive, but all of that changed when Sunday hit. Sunday, I was asleep for all of the 1 o'clock games. Well, I went to sleep after the first half because I think sometime after Jaden Daniels went out of the game, or like I figured that out because I was just like, okay, like everyone's playing their second strings. I don't really care right now.
Yeah.
And from what I'm looking at, it wasn't that important. Like none of the 1 o'clock games were really important. The Commanders could have lost.
I think the
It
only
wouldn't have
one was
mattered.
the was the Panthers and Falcons important? Or no, were the Bucks already in?
No, they weren't. So I guess it was kind of important, but I don't care about that division, you know. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think any of them were important.
The
but-
only thing that was important to me was the Packers not winning
Why?
because I did not want to play the Eagles. If the Packers won and we lost, we would have been playing the Eagles, which was funny because during the Packers game, they were playing their second string quarterback, and when they saw that the Commanders were trailing in the fourth, they started warming up Jordan Love because they were like, "Oh my God, we might not have to go to Philadelphia."
Oh, wow. I didn't know. Yeah, see, I slept through that. I didn't know. I just went to sleep because I was exhausted, and
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. And I woke up, and like the best football games in the world happened. The Panthers
was, like,
game
pretty
went
down
into
bad
overtime.
on
The
Sunday.
Commanders won in the last second, and the Bears won last second too, right?
Yeah. I was like a little hungover on Sunday morning because I celebrated on Saturday night, and I literally woke up. I have a TV like in my room, so I woke up, turned the TV on, and just sat there and watched the games. I did not leave my bed once until after the games ended, and I'm glad that I didn't because the ending of the Panthers, Falcons, Commanders, Cowboys, and Bears, Packers games were all so good.
Yeah, right when I woke up, I watched all the highlight reels, and was like,
The
damn.
Commanders were playing Marcus Mariota, the backup quarterback.
He is fucking awesome.
I know. And they had another fourth quarter drive, clutch plays that Jaden Daniels always does, but this time it was Marcus, and Marcus was playing pretty identically to Jaden with his scrambling and accurate passing, but they had like 6 seconds left, second and goal, I think, because they spiked it. And we were like, oh, they're going to, just kick a field goal. But the offense lined up, and I was like, oh, my God, they're going to throw it. This is super risky. And luckily, we got the touchdown to secure the win, like actually secure the win. And then, like, I think 5 seconds before that is when the Bears kicked the game-winning field goal. So it was really interesting watching – the Bears and the Commanders driving up the field trying to get into field goal range at the same time.
Yeah. I'm such a Bryce Young. I almost said Bryce Hall.
I knew you were
almost
gonna
said
miss
Bryce
that
Hall.
one.
I'm such a Bryce Young
Hall fan.
fanboy. Like that. It just makes me so happy that he's finally settled. Like he really has settled into his like NFL shoes, and like I'm really, really looking forward to like seeing his journey. Because he seems like a very humble and like. I mean, I talked to Hannah about this. I might have said this on the podcast, but I don't think so. His story is actually really cool. Like his mom was a special education teacher and his dad was a therapist. So he has like an emotional intelligence that a lot of NFL players and men don't really have. And so that's looking back on it. I remember there was a video of Bryce Young throwing an interception and crying. Do you remember that?
No.
There's a video of him this season, like the second game, where he threw an interception and started like crying, and people are kind of making fun of him. But now with the context of like he's prioritized his like mental health and stuff, it's actually pretty cool that he was that emotional enough to like be in tune with his feelings, I guess. But
wait,
what?
I'm looking up his age. I had to remember his name for a second. He's 23. He's younger than me, so.
Yeah. I almost just like, I pushed Nina off my desk and she fell into my lap.
Oh, Nina.
But, yeah,
oh my gosh.
She's been crazy today. I don't know what it is. She was really crazy with the snow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the afternoon games?
Yeah, the afternoon games.
Oh, yeah, really quickly, though. Bills-Patriots game, Josh Allen came in for the first snap to hand off the ball and then walked off the field just so he could continue his consecutive start streak, which I just thought was funny.
Insane to have that many starts, especially when you're a quarterback like he is. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The afternoon games, like the 4 o'clock games, I didn't watch, I'll be honest.
Yeah, they were dog shit games. And what were the implications? Okay, so the implications here were,
I think Chiefs needed to beat to beat the Broncos for the Bengals to be in the playoffs.
Yes, and like
but the Chiefs were playing their backups.
Yeah, they played their entire backups and they got blown out by the Broncos, obviously. But also the Broncos did have to win to get in. Mm-hmm. So good for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're playing the Bills in the first round, which we'll get to later. So, GG's.
The
Seahawks Rams.
Oh,
so the Seahawks Rams game was actually interesting because Geno Smith, the Seahawks quarterback. The other thing with the final games is a lot of players have certain things written into their contracts that are like, if you get a certain amount of yards, if you have a certain amount of touchdowns, you get like a $2 million bonus. Mm-hmm. And Geno Smith had to meet 2 of his. And so he did meet them, I think, and like made like $2 million bonus.
Did you see Mike Evans' celebration
I was
hitting
just
his?
Gonna say that.
His was not more so money implications, but record breaking. He needed like 5 yards to get his 10th consecutive or 11th consecutive 1,000 yard season.
Yeah.
And the Bucks had the ball. Were just like they just needed like maybe a security touchdown, and instead of like focusing on Mike, they handed the ball to Bucky, and Bucky scored, and they got really nervous that they wouldn't get the ball back again to get Mike the record, but they ended up getting it, and I guess the intenseness of that made them really excited because they were all freaking out in the field. It was so funny.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very crazy because the only other person who has done what Mike Evans has done is Jerry Rice. Mm-hmm. Jerry Rice is, I think, like a few seasons more than Mike Evans, and I don't know how much longer Mike Evans has, mm-hmm. But that is it's a huge milestone to be up there with Jerry Rice. We're actually watching a future Hall of Famer play.
Definitely.
Well, we are watching a lot of future Hall of Famers play, but like Mike Evans is going to be historically just like known as one of the best wide receivers to have ever played.
Yeah.
I just got chills when I said that for some reason. I like Mike Evans a lot. Like
I
he
do
just
too.
he has like a really cool.
People were hating
Nah.
because they were like, oh wow, like he broke the record by like single digit yards, like blah blah blah. I don't know. People were hating, and I was like,
Nah.
why?
Stupid.
He's good.
Yeah. But
I wonder if he would have gotten it if Chris Godwin wasn't out for the season. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, because they had a
Interesting.
lot of injuries.
Probably, like I think he would have. Like 1,000 yards isn't 1,000 yards is a very good standard for wide receivers to have, but it's not like an amazing feat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of these games, I mean, the rest of the 4 o'clock games, Dolphins and Jets, I don't think had any implications because the Dolphins.
No, yeah, they were
lost
both
last week
already
or
eliminated.
something.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so and Cardinals, 49ers. I seriously had no idea that game even happened.
Me neither. 47 points.
Yeah, I have no memory of that at all.
Shit.
Same with the Chargers and Raiders. Like I don't remember any of that shit. So, the final week of the NFL season really is like an exam week for. Well, no, like the day. I don't know how to. It's like the last day of school where like. I'm thinking of it like in high school how like you had exams for some classes
That
but
you
some
didn't
of the
have to try.
yeah it's like because our grading system was really weird in high school. It was like we were on like quarters, and if you got like an A and if you got 2 A's in both the quarters on the exam, you could get an F on the exam, get a 0 on it, and still end up with a B for the semester. Like it was just like so stupid. So it's
I forgot about
and then
that.
also some classes like remember like tech in high school.
Yeah.
Like you'd still have like a tech exam, and you would
Yeah.
just go to it, and it would be like nothing. But then
Yeah.
some of the exams would be kind of important. But like yeah, so it's just like the last week of school vibes kind of. But the final game of the week had insane implications.
Yeah.
The Lions versus the Vikings. The winner gets the 1 seed and the bye in the first round, and the loser gets the fifth
Fifth
seed.
seed.
Which is a lot. But the game ended up being shitty. Sam Darnold, the Vikings the Lions won 31-9. Sam Darnold completely choked and froze up and had the worst game of his season.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, I felt really
The defense
bad.
was carrying the Vikings, like keeping them in the game at least for the first 3 quarters, I would say,
Yes,
and then
yeah.
the Lions just blew it out in the
Yeah.
fourth.
The Lions sometimes are kind of a slow burner like that, but
And Jahmyr Gibbs, the Lions running back,
oh my
had
God.
an unreal game. He had 4 touchdowns. I'm
it
pretty
actually
sure he had
kind
like
of
all their
makes me
touchdowns.
scared thinking about how, because I don't think they need David Montgomery. They're such an amazing combo
Yeah.
together, but like Jahmyr Gibbs really shines when
Yeah.
he's not sharing carries with
Definitely.
anyone. So we'll
I'm
see what
pretty
the
sure
future
David's
looks
coming
like
back
for that. Yeah, he's coming back. I think
for divisional.
divisional round. They have the bye too, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then during that game, we got the playoff picture, what it was finally going to look. No, wait, we got the schedule. Oh yeah, no, we got the schedule for the games, which
and
I
like
actually want to
whoever-
look at that again
We got
because
everything except for the. Well, no. We didn't get when everyone was playing. We got who was
Yeah, we
playing
did.
who. I don't
for
remember.
the wild card round, and it said, but like the game that had the
Yeah,
Vikings
yeah,
or
yeah.
Lions, it was like Vikings or Lions, because one of them was going to have the bye. But we got the schedule for it because I was at Dad's house, and because he was wondering like when because he's traveling. Did you know he's going to Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going to Florida, and he wanted to know like if the game was going to be a good time for him.
Is he gonna be back or no?
I don't remember. When I said the time, he was like, yes. So I guess he will be. But so the games for Wild Card Weekend on Saturday, and we're gonna go over our predictions like after I kind of read out the schedule, just so you can kind of set the landscape of things.
Okay.
The Chargers versus the Texans are the first wild card game this Saturday at 4:30 p.m. EST. Chargers versus Texans. The Texans are the 4th seed, which is fucking insane because they're really not that good. and then the Chargers are the 5th seed. And then the next Saturday game is the Steelers versus the Ravens, which we've seen so many goddamn times this season so far. An 8 o'clock Saturday. The Ravens are the 3rd seed, and the Steelers are the 6th seed, which actually is kind of fitting there. Sometimes the seeding is really weird because of how the NFL does it, so I wouldn't take the seed, like, except for like number 1 is usually accurate of that, but 1 and 2. And then, do you have the thing pulled up? Do you want to read the Sunday games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bills and Broncos are the first game on Sunday at 12 Central, 1 Eastern. And the Bills are the 2 seed. The Broncos are the 6 seed.
No,
Did I
7
lie?
seed.
7 seed. And then the Packers and Eagles play. Eagles are 2 seed. Packers are 6 seed. They play at 4:30 Eastern. And then the Sunday night primetime game at 8 p.m. Eastern is the Commanders versus the Bucks, which is the 5 seed versus the 3 seed. No, the 6 seed versus the 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't have them written. And then on Monday night, we have the Vikings, which is the 5th seed, versus the Rams, who are the 4th seed.
Yeah, so so I don't know if you're familiar with how brackets work. If you're not, so the biggest example I could think of is the NCAA basketball tournament, because that's the main thing that people do brackets for, and those are pretty standard. Like, the winner goes on to the next, and whoever's like, I don't know how to describe it, but the NFL is just a little bit weird because there's a bye for the first round for the 1 seed in each conference, so the AFC and the NFC. So Kansas City and Detroit won't be playing in the first round, the quote-unquote wild card weekend. They're not going to be playing on that because they have the 1 seed. So then when we get into the divisional round, the lowest seed remaining plays Detroit or Kansas City, depending on which conference they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So we each kind of did our predictions. Mine, it's really hard, but I'll go through my AFC wild card matchups first.
Okay.
I have the Chargers beating the Texans, the Ravens beating Pittsburgh, and Buffalo beating Denver.
I have the exact same.
Yeah.
Although I will say 2 things. First, I have a lot of Steelers friends, and guys, don't think that I'm rooting against you, because I am rooting for the Steelers.
I'm rooting for Baltimore, and I love you guys, but I like Baltimore more. Sorry.
I have always loved Baltimore, but for some reason they're just pissing me off right now, and I can't tell you why. So I'm rooting for the Steelers, but I'll be happy with whoever wins, because I do love Lamar Jackson. Just not a fan of the Ravens right now. And then the Bills-Broncos game, I've been seeing this stat a lot, which is really interesting, that the defense leading in sacks is the Broncos, and the offense leading in least sacks is the Bills. So this will be I saw a tweet that was like an immovable force against, or an immovable object against an unstoppable force.
Wow.
So I think it's going to be an interesting
also,
game.
like, Josh Allen out of the pocket is
I know. I don't
know.
I feel like we're gonna say it's like, oh, it could be like close, but there's no fucking way. Like,
I have a weird feeling that Amari Cooper might step up a lot in this game, because I think the Broncos secondary is also just like really good.
Yeah.
And or maybe Keon will. Like, maybe we'll have like one of the wide receivers is gonna have to step up. Yeah, I hope that would be amazing.
Do you want to do NFC or?
Yeah, let's do NFC.
Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
Vikings versus Rams. I picked the Rams. I don't know why. I just really like them this year. And after last game, the Vikings are just not looking like it. Commanders Bucks. I picked the Commanders. I love the Bucks this season though, but I gotta rep the Commanders. And then Eagles Packers. I picked Eagles.
I did the same.
Okay. T.
Yeah. I think it sucks that I'm making the bias there that the Minnesota Vikings flopped last week because
Yeah,
they totally could rebound, but the Rams have just been looking really good.
yeah. And the
And
Rams are the Rams have proven to be very clutch in the playoffs in the past.
yeah, they're like a to me. I view them as like a playoff team. I don't really
Yeah.
like. I don't know how to describe that, but
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, Minnesota. I don't know. We'll have to see. Um, okay, and then let's go back over to the AFC for the next.
So we would both have Chargers versus Chiefs and Ravens versus Bills.
Yep. For the Chargers and the Chiefs game, I picked the Chargers. That is probably my blunder here, but I feel the same way about both LA teams kind of. I'm like, I think that the Chargers could do it.
Mhm.
Like, I've also seen other people saying that.
Okay.
So,
What
and
about
then
next
I
one?
have the Bills beating the Ravens.
Okay. I have Chiefs over Chargers. The Chiefs have just looked like an actual team recently, so I don't have faith in anyone beating them anymore, except maybe in the next round. But Ravens versus Bills, I have Bills. But wasn't the Ravens one of the teams that beat the Bills in the regular season, or am I wrong?
Do they even play?
I think they did. Let me double check.
September 29th. Yeah, the Ravens beat them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But that was also so early on in the season.
Yeah, it was very early.
So yeah, a rematch should be a good game. But yeah, I picked Bills. And then we can move over to the NFC again.
Mm-hmm.
We both will have Commanders, Lions, and Rams, Eagles. I picked the Lions to beat the Commanders. If the Packers beat the Eagles in the wild card round, then the Packers would play the Lions, and that would be like the ultimate thing that could ever happen for me, because then the Commanders would play an easier team. But yeah, I don't think the Commanders are beating the Lions. And then the Rams versus the Eagles, I picked the Eagles, which is kind of boring because I have 1 and 2 on each side, but I don't know.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing.
Okay, cool.
Except obviously I have
you have Chargers on the
I
other
have the
side.
Chargers in the AFC Championship, which again might be my biggest blunder, but I have the Chargers going to the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. I have the Bills beating the Chargers and the Lions beating the Eagles.
I have Bills.
I didn't say I had the same. Yeah, I had the Philly and
I have Bills beating the Chiefs. Like, it's been so many years that we have lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs, and I'm tired of it. And I think that the Bills and Josh just have so much confidence this year that it could finally be the year that the Bills beat the Chiefs. So Bills to the Super Bowl versus Lions.
yeah.
I forgot to pick a champion. Did you pick a champion?
No.
Should we pick a champion?
Oh my god.
I don't know if we should. I don't want to say anything out loud.
Yeah, because okay, so for this, it comes down to who I want to win,
Yeah.
and I want the Bills to win.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I think they're going to win, because I really don't know. I couldn't make an educated decision either. I
mean,
just want
we
the Bills
kind of
to
can
win.
because they did face off like a couple
Yes,
weeks ago.
but
Playoffs are different.
very different, and I mean the game wasn't a blowout by any means. You know, it was
Yeah.
a very good game. So it's a flip of a coin there, but yeah, I want the Bills to win. I don't know who's going to win though.
Yeah, same here.
When do the rookie and MVP awards come out? Do you know?
I have no clue. I've just been waiting kind of every day.
Oh, it happens the night before the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Okay, well, so we are going to quickly go over who we think are. Well, we'll say like who we predict the rookie of the year is going to be,
Yeah.
and the MVP.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna say like the player that also did like a runner up in our opinion, not based on like stats. I mean, it could be based on stats, but just like because there's very like so for rookie of the year, it's widely accepted that Jaden Daniels is gonna win.
Yeah.
And
I don't
so
really see a world where he doesn't.
yeah. But then we probably will have like who's your opinion on the next like runner up that you think deserves it?
I have two.
Yeah, you could do an unpopular one too.
Okay. Brock Bowers, I think, deserves it 100%.
I know who your second one's going to be.
Well, yeah, obviously. If you know me, you know who I'm going to say. But Brock seriously, like, broke records as a tight end. He's a passing leader, not like receiving leader. I don't know what the word would be.
It's receiving, reception
leader, and he's a tight end. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. And then my other person is Bucky Irving, obviously.
Yeah,
he carried that running back group in the last I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
No, he was looking like an all-around player too, just like really doing things for the Bucks. And I saw
he looked
a tweet
like a
that
veteran.
was like, he's Bucky Irving's my rookie of the year. He looks like a college athlete. Like, you know how in college some of the players were labeled as just athlete? Like, that's what I picture Bucky Irving as right now, which is cool.
I think, and it's interesting too. I know we're going to talk about our favorite fantasy players, but I just have to say really quickly, both of these, I had both of these rookie players on my team, and there's never really a world where I'm going to start a rookie every single week and have so much confidence where I don't even think about taking them out, but that was them too for me.
Yeah. And I mean, that's interesting though, because I had weeks where I like had to decide about Jaden. Like I couldn't but it's different because it's a quarterback, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think mine, I have to give a major shout out to the obvious ones, Malik and Brian Thomas Jr. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Both LSU boy or are you sure both?
Yes. Yes.
I think one of them who played with Jaden Daniels at Arizona State.
They both played with Jaden at LSU.
I know, but another rookie played with him at
no clue.
ASU. I don't know.
I think Malik could have, been like number
Bucky
2 if
college?
he had a better quarterback. Bucky played with Bo, right?
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Where, Oregon?
Yeah, he was Minnesota and then Oregon. That's cool. Huge shout out to Malik and Brian Thomas. It's crazy how LSU people are the best in the world at football. But aside from that, I don't think that...
You were just saying like honorable mentions, so like who is your person?
True. I mean, no, like I was just naming other rookies that did well. But
did you have one in mind?
Because I didn't want to say the same thing as you, but I think my honorable mention is Brock Bowers also. Quarterback-wise, like you could argue for Bo Nix, but...
Meh.
Yeah.
I don't care.
He led his team to the playoffs, but he had a much more complete team than
his
the Washington
defense
Commanders.
is number one defense in the league. So, MVP. I'm scared for the MVP race.
Yeah. Let's actually. I want to pull up what the Vegas odds are.
I really want Josh to win MVP, but I don't know.
So the thing is, Josh Allen is favored to win it by the Vegas odds, which are very accurate usually. That's like the place where people look for the odds. Josh Allen's favored across the board on like DraftKings, FanDuel, all those things. And I do agree. I think all the other people had... So the three below Josh are Lamar, Saquon, and Joe. Lamar had a really great season and his stats are great, but he only had one moment I could picture as an MVP moment, which Red Zone played it as like one of the top 5 plays of the year. Was he just had like a really good play where he was like Lamar Jackson moment where it's like you thought the play was over, but it ended in a touchdown. Like him just like escaping everything and then throwing it to the back of the end zone to like Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely or something.
Yeah.
That was an MVP moment. But aside from that, it was just his stats that were carrying him to like an MVP. Josh Allen has had multiple MVP moments and an amazing stat and some record-breaking games. Like he was the first quarterback in NFL history to have 3 rushing and passing touchdowns,
And a rush pass touch or rush pass.
Like
I can't even see.
it. Like he had just like that play was an MVP moment. His MVP moment to seal the victory against Kansas City, where he ran the ball 40 yards, took the game into his own hands. Like all of it is just MVP moments.
Yeah.
He had way too many.
He is the most valuable player on his team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Like,
which just like if
he
I really hope that they don't.
He doesn't have a wide
receiver
receiver number 1. He doesn't.
Yeah.
These other Lamar has Zay Flowers. Joe Burrow has fucking Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow is. Honestly, I think Joe Burrow deserves it more than Lamar, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. That's who my like. Obviously, I think Josh should win it, but my honorable mention is 100% Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Like he had an insane year. A Bengals team that looked like there was absolutely no way in hell that they would make the playoffs, and somehow they still had a chance.
All because of him.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and I cannot wait to see the rest of his journey in the NFL because hopefully he goes down in history as like a Tom Brady player. But and I don't know, like I just don't have a good Saquon Barkley doesn't give me good vibes. I don't know why they didn't fucking let him go for the record too, which was stupid.
Yeah.
That would have bumped him up a little bit.
I don't know, just watching the way that the Commanders stopped Saquon when we played them, just like kind of like took all the hype down for me.
Yeah, I like Derrick Henry better anyways in terms of running backs. But yeah, my runner-up I think would have to be Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually crazy. Josh, Lamar, Saquon, Joe, Jared Goff, which like makes a little bit of sense, but I completely disagree. I don't think he deserves MVP.
There's other people on his team that deserve it more.
But the next person is Jaden Daniels for MVP.
He is probably the most valuable player on the Commanders. Well, Terry.
Well, no, but like think about how when Marcus Mariota goes in, it's like
that's true.
It's fine. But Jaden Daniels has had his MVP moments. He's a very clutch.
What about I don't really know who's favored for head coach right now.
Let's see.
Head coach of the year.
Okay. The Vegas odds.
What?
Let's go. I almost just got emotional when I read it. Is Dan Quinn is favored?
He's leading?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Who's
I got
number
like
2?
chills and almost started
Is it
crying.
Kevin O'Connell?
Kevin O'Connell's too. I don't know who that is. Who
It's
is that?
Vikings.
True. Dan
That's
Campbell.
What I thought. I knew he was up there.
In the
But I didn't know
middle.
he was leading. Wow. Because our organization literally completely changed. We deserve to win rookie and head coach of the year. I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Dan Quinn is gonna become like there's something about like I just love when we're in our clutch moments and we do something and the camera cuts to Dan Quinn with a 2 up, two. Like,
immediately after anything, it's like 2. Or like always going for it on 4th down, just being so confident in the team.
Yeah.
They have great energy and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy about that.
I hope he wins Coach of the Year. That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give me a lot of hope for the future too.
Yeah, I don't really have a runner-up there. I
mean, I would.
I think
Kevin
he's
O'Connell,
most
I guess.
deserving.
Maybe the Lions head coach.
Yeah, Dan Campbell, but he's had some blunder moments that people are really upset about, and people are kind of getting annoyed at his gung-ho kind of strategies of always going for it and stuff. People are like annoyed at that, which I don't really agree with.
I don't care. I think it's entertaining football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What
Fantasy football.
fantasy football? Yeah, let's end up talking about our fantasy football seasons because those just ended.
Okay.
Um,
Pulling mine up on my phone, one sec.
yeah, it might be better for me to just look at my phone if I'm not logged in. I am logged in, so. Should we start with our family league?
Sure.
Family league, I went 8-5, and I lost my third place game to none other than Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a good final game. Our fantasy weeks, our playoffs, it totals the points for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And my first week, I got wrecked. I got fucked. So it was already an uphill battle. I almost came out alive before the final game because Derrick Henry scored 30 points and Drake London scored 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Ravens D had 17 points. Like it was projecting. I went up from like 20% chance winning to like 70% chance winning. But then Jared Goff, what the fuck, man? Jared Goff only got me 9 points, but they won 31-9. That
That's
just
not
shows
horrible.
But it also shows that he's not MVP caliber. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like he wasn't the one doing
Yeah.
all that. You know.
Well,
And
I
there's
went-
been so many other games like that for them.
I went
so.
8-4, came in third place because I beat Jake in the runner-up game. I think I could have won the entire league. There was just a mishap in the week before where I needed like 3 points. I didn't get them, but my team went so unbelievably hard in the first week of the second round that I had like 200 points in 1 week. So I think I probably could have won the whole thing, which would have been amazing. Because we do play for money. But I didn't get it.
Yeah, I can't believe I had to fucking pay. Anyways. Yeah, Joe Mixon completely falling off the last 3 weeks and David Montgomery being injured, like, really, really screwed with me. I played 2 running backs. One, I played the backup Pittsburgh running back because Harris, like, their starting is just, like, kind of mid.
There.
And Jalen Warren was getting more touches, so I was like, oh, this could be a play. But, yeah, so I had to play Derrick Henry and Jalen Warren, and then... Yeah, so,
okay, well, who was your, like, player of the year?
My
for your
fantasy player
team?
of the year for this league? Good question. Obviously, Josh Allen. Like,
Yeah.
second, I mean, like, a player that isn't Josh Allen that I want on my fantasy team all the time is... That's hard. Hard to do it when it's not a quarterback because some of them have like really fucked me. I always love having Justin Jefferson. Drake. Okay, so Drake London has actually been a really consistent player for me this year, which was surprising to me because I drafted him with zero knowledge of who he was. I didn't pay attention last season or this season before that. I don't remember when he became a rookie, but so I loved having Drake London on my team, and then whenever I played him, he did really well. So Drake London is probably my MVP.
Okay. I was a big fan of the like waiver wire or whatever they fucking call it, like just picking up and dropping players this season because my draft went horribly. I drafted Breece Hall first round, and I also drafted like Ramondre Stevenson pretty high up there, and my running backs just completely flopped. So I had to get it together mid-season, but I would say my MVP was probably Malik Neighbors. I don't think he had a single week under 10, maybe 1 week under 10 points.
1 week at 8 points.
Yeah, which
with
is still
no
decent.
quarterback, which is absolutely insane.
So, yeah, that was like my most valuable player for sure. Honorable mention, Brock Bowers was always steady. And I think that Baker Mayfield is top 5 fantasy quarterbacks, so definitely think about drafting him next season.
Yeah, my I don't know why I just stuttered like that, but I'm looking at it and like Justin Jefferson, he had one game that he only scored 4 points. But Justin Jefferson is like he either scores like 15 to 17 points or upper 20s, which is like, that's great, but yeah. And then for me, like Drake London, for some reason I really like players that no matter what, you can count on them getting you 10 points.
Yeah.
Drake London's lowest was, the first week he only had 3.5 points. But after that, it was 17, 18, 12, 33, 19, 18, 7, 10,
Damn.
17, 9, 17, 12, 14, 10,
Okay.
17, 40. Like that to me is just like, that's a solid player that you want on your team and that you should probably, you could draft them. Especially we don't know what's going to happen. Like Michael Penix, he looked pretty good in their last game.
And then Jake and I were both in like fun leagues with our respective friends. My group had 7 people, I think. I came in second place. I landed 8-4 again. I think I was 8-3 in the last one, 8-4 in this or something like that. But I came in second. No one was going to beat the team in first place because they had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Derrick Henry. So that team was unbeatable. So I'm happy with my placement. This team was also a flop because the wide receivers that I drafted were not doing good during this season. It was like DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill, who started to get better. Zay Flowers was like very up and down. So not a great team, but my MVP is easily Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah.
In my friends league, I went 11-3 and won. I came in first place. It was very easy because the people that I played with didn't know anything about football. Only one other person did.
Same. Kind of not, though. My friends are learning. And
they kind of abandoned by the playoffs, and I didn't say anything. I wanted to win. So my MVP for this team, Bijan Robinson, man, like he's such a beast every single week. I had him since day one. His lowest scoring game was 10.3 points, but like his average points for the season was 20. So like I always could rely on him getting a shit ton of points. So I loved him. He is really, really good.
And he's an aspiring actor who is in season 4 of Outer Banks.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked this team a lot just because I could get anyone that I wanted. Like Jaden Daniels, Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, who I should have moved out because he was questionable. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Brock Bowers, Derrick Henry, Eagles defense,
ridiculous.
Chase McLaughlin, kicker, Garrett Wilson. This is my bench. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Josh Allen, Alvin Kamara.
2 Jets players, interesting.
Trey McBride, Malik Neighbors, Cooper Kupp. Fuck Cooper Kupp, though.
Yeah, Puka Nacua, honorable mention, but he was injured half the season. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that wraps fantasy.
And I think that wraps up the episode, too.
Yeah. We'll figure out what we're going to do.
For the playoffs, yeah.
For the playoffs and all of that stuff. Let us know who you are rooting for in your... If any of your teams made the playoffs and you are riding for them really hard, and who you want to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, because in a few weeks or whatever, it's going to be completely different. We don't know, Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We might have to be rooting for either the Eagles or Kansas City. Oh my God.
Not again.
That would be my fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Really quickly, you just want to look at the camera really quick? Okay. All right. Well, peace out, guys.
Let's
get
Nina on the phone.
Okay.
Instagram. Nina.
Okay. We'll check our Instagram and we'll let you know in a day or two what our plan is for the wild card weekend. And yeah, thanks for listening this season. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Bye.